Hello and welcome to your NB20.4. Starting right up front, we have a light just in case you need to hook up at night. Up and down for your power tongue jack there. Coming to your propane tanks, you actually have two, and you can control which one you want to take the propane from by this little dial here. It has a little point there. Turn it to wherever you'd like. If you turn to the right, it'll take it off the right one. Turn to the left, it'll take it off the left one. It is red right now because there's no propane going through it. Let's say you switch to this one, open it up, it'll click onto green, and then once it's green means there's a steady flow going through it. Once there's not, it'll then turn red, which is why it's red right now. Moving on, this is where your battery would be. And then your battery disconnect. With your battery disconnect, if it's not plugged in, this disconnects the battery from the inside of your camper. So on and off cuts off the battery usage to the inside of the camper. You got storage in here. Fresh tank connection here. Open this up. This is if you're going out to the middle of nowhere camping. You can gravity fill this up beforehand. Once you're out there, you can turn on the water pump, and then it'll take this water and push it through your lines while you don't have any running water to make you have running water. So it's just a big tank that you can go ahead and fill beforehand and use while you're camping. City water connection. This is going to be when you're camping at a campground. Go ahead, stick your campground hose into here with a water pressure regulator. I do highly recommend one of those because if there's too much pressure, it could damage your lines, possibly blow them, and that's just something that obviously you wouldn't want to replace. Just beneath it, if you have any excess water after your vacation with the the fresh water tank, you can go ahead and empty the rest of it out by unscrewing that little piece there. Moving on to your tires, this little green cap indicates that they are filled with nitrogen. You are able to fill it with regular air. It doesn't inflate or deflate with temperature change. Moving back, you have your sewer tank here, and then your black and gray pole there. Your black tank is going to be your toilet, so it's going to be toilet paper and all the other goodies. And then your gray tank is going to be your shower and sinks. So I recommend doing the black tank first, just because it's the dirtiest water. And then the gray tank second, since that's the cleanest water out of the two. It just gives it one last little rinse before you go ahead and put your hands back on there. Moving over, cable satellite, input there, camp power or shore power here. It is prepped for a backup camera, so if you do purchase one, it'll go right back there. Here's your black tank flush. So like I just said, the black tank, that's going to be your toilet water. So that'll be any, toilet paper may get stuck or anything else may get stuck. You can go ahead and stick a pressurized hose into here and wash those stuck objects out of the way to make sure you have a clean tank and pipe. If you put a pressurized hose, this just activates a sprinkler inside the system to help kind of flush everything else that may have gotten stuck. Right down here, you have your low point drains, hot and cold side. And then right next to it, you have your LP Quick Connect. So if you do have a griddle or a small grill outside, you can plug it into there and get propane or LP gas going through it. For your griddle, this is where it would go. You just put it down here, straighten it out, and then it'll hook. Here's a spray port. If you have like an outside shower, something that may need to get washed off, you can insert a little piece there, and it'll be a hose that you can spray off. Moving down to your furnace exhaust. So when your furnace is on, the excess heat will kick out of here and actually heat this up. So if you have any little kids, just tell them not to touch this because they will get burned. You have your 110 outlets here. And then for your water tank, this is your anode rod. So your anode rod actually takes the beating from your tank. So this will deteriorate over time because all the hard water will eat at it instead of your tank. So to put this in, go ahead and insert it just like that. And then what you're gonna wanna do, take a 1 1/16 socket, go ahead and make sure it's nice and tight, and then you can go ahead, turn on the hot side of your faucet. It'll sit there and sputter. That's just all the air getting completely pushed out of your tank. When it's done pushing all the air out, you'll have a steady stream. Once you have a steady stream, you can go ahead and turn this on. To remove this, along with emptying this tank, you are going to need to pull the pressure release. You'll hear it hiss. Once it's done hissing, go ahead and take your socket, pull this back out, and then all the water will then drain out of there. Once all the water's gone, go ahead, flip this back, and then put this back in. For your stairs, you're gonna wanna make sure your door is completely open. Otherwise, this piece will actually scrape the side of your door. Once it's in, go ahead, just grab, lift up, and then make sure, first off, make sure your chairs are out of the way. There we go. And then make sure this little white piece is behind the frame so it doesn't move. Take it down, pull the blue thing, and then pull this down. Move your legs to make sure you have a flush top of this. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. You just pull this down, push it down, and this will then be able to adjust however you'd like it to. Pull this blue tab, pull the handle. The stairs then come down. And you want to make sure it's completely flush on either side, so when you do shut your door, it doesn't end up breaking your bottom of your door or anything along the lines of that. For your awning, on the very top, you do have a black little tab there. You can go ahead and peel that off if this ever electrically goes out and manually override it from up top. And then your storage in here. And that's it for the outside. Moving just inside, you have all of your electronics here. I'll start from the right and go to the left so you can turn on all the lights. Interior lights on, porch light, awning LED, and then slide, which I'll move out. Now that that's fully extended, just to the left of that is going to be your awning. I'm gonna bring it out as much as I can here. Let's see how far I can get. Alright, I can get pretty far. To pitch it for the rain, because it's eventually gonna rain at some point. Go ahead, grab here, pull down, and then the rain will then start to slide off of that one slide, and then drain off the top of your awning. When your awning is fully extended, you'll start to see the black bar behind it, and then sometimes this little flap will then come down. Once you see that black bar behind it, you know you're fully extended. Don't keep reeling because it will reel in the opposite way and end up breaking. Moving down, you have your tank readers here. Gray tank reader, black tank, fresh tank, and battery, water heater, and water pump. So like I said, once your water heater is full, go ahead and turn this on. For your water pump, when you have water inside of your fresh tank, you can go ahead and flip this on and take water from there. Here's your solar charge controller. You can change it between the amps and volts. It's because there's no batteries in it, that's why it's not changing. When you do have batteries in them, this will tell you how full they are, and you can change between amps and volts there, and then battery type. Moving to your heated tank holding system, so you have your fresh, gray, and black that you are able to heat slowly so they don't freeze if you're going to be in a cold environment. Moving on, you have the inside of your closets there. And then moving from that, you are able to grab underneath, flip this bed up, and you can turn this into a couch by pushing this back inserting the slips in. And then this is just regular jackknife, pick it up, give it a little bit of pressure, and it'll slide back like that. Moving to your thermostat. Tap, fan low, fan high, fan cool high, cool low auto, and high auto. And then heat, off, and then adjust your temperature with the high and lows there. Moving over to the kitchen area. Moving down here, you are going to have a light for your bar section there. Keys up top for your doors. For your oven, or stove and oven. You have a light here. Flick these on. You press, you turn, and you ignite with the far left one here. It goes for all three of these. You also only need to turn to the right, because if you turn to the left, this will actually snap off. So only turn to the right to spark. Moving down, it's actually a microwave, not an oven. Just below that, you're gonna have your carbon monoxide detector. This is always gonna be running, even if your battery disconnect is off, there's no power going into it. This is always gonna be drawing power as a safety feature. So this green light will eventually kill it, because that means it's on. So what I do recommend is if you're gonna leave your camper for about 3 to 4 days, just go ahead and take the negative end off of your battery so this doesn't drain it. Right below, you have your breakers and your fuses. Ooh. Well, there's your microwave. Going to your fuses, just make sure, I do recommend bringing extra fuses just in case. That's just a personal recommendation. You can pick them up at any auto parts store, so any AutoZone or something along the lines. Coming to the right, you have your road vac here. So you are going to need to bring extra bags, so just trying to read the bag, there should be a name on there. You can open this up, insert a hose, turn the camera, insert a hose there, and then you can flick it on. Or if you're sweeping, you can do that. Just go ahead, press down, press up. And once you kick up, you can sweep everything in there, and that just goes right into the bag like that. Coming to your bathroom, starting with your shower, it has the shower miser. So going along with that, turn these on. Hot side, you can actually circulate the hot water in here until it becomes warm, so you don't have to waste your water coming up. So you can turn it on, flip this nozzle, and then it'll sit there, circulate till it gets warm. And when you're done with whatever you're doing and you go to take a shower, you can just turn or flip this back, and the hot water will then already be flowing out. Move to your toilet, so foot flush. With that, you are going to need toilet solution along with RV grade toilet paper. The toilet paper will help break down easier, and the solution will help break down solids and smells, so nothing clogs your lines. Moving up to the fan, click to turn on. You have different modes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, 4. Fan off, and you control this here. Close this, and then you can press up, and then it'll lock. To unlock, you just pull down. One thing I forgot is your fridge. Go ahead, hold to turn on. You can go all the way down to 1, which is going to be cold, or 5, which is going to be the coldest. And then you can do it before your refrigerator, your freezer, and then nighttime mode. Just kind of makes it quieter while it's at night. And then hold the turn back off. Otherwise, oh, one last thing. When your AC is on, if you want it just dumped out here, go ahead and leave these open. If you want it pushed throughout the AC vents, then go ahead and close these up. Otherwise, that was your Novo. Thank you for tuning in.